The Mavic Air 2, can it sustain a drone business? My final conclusion. Cue the music. Welcome back everyone, Stephen from the Flyby guys, and today we are talking about the Mavic Air 2. But before that, if you are interested in drones or drone business or looking to add new skills to your portfolio, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, because I'm giving you tips and tricks and advice along the way to help you with your drone company or if you're starting a drone company. So first of all, let's get into the Mavic Air 2. One more thing before we get going, make sure you watch this video to the very end. I'm giving away something cool to 3 lucky viewers, so stay tuned. The Mavic Air 2, what do I think of it? Well, this is actually a nifty little tool, I have to say. It's actually quite nice. I have been playing with this now for 2 weeks, and from a video perspective, I'm really quite impressed, I have to say. It's done some pretty cool things with me. I've done some video shoots, I've done some data analysis, which I'll talk about in a minute. But let me just say, I actually quite like this remote. There was a lot of negativity I have seen from a few people who didn't like this. Because one of the reasons why I got this was because of its support for the DJI Smart Controller, but I haven't connected this yet. I've only been using this because it's actually quite nice, and I somehow feel that this is a drone that I can use outside of the professional type ones like the Mavic 2 Pro. So when I use this, I don't feel like I'm working. So well done DJI, this is actually quite good in terms of me and how I feel when I fly, although I have been using this for some work. And I will attach this to the smart controller. I should do it today actually, so I'll maybe do that. So what's my analysis? What do I think of this? Video, I think this is fantastic. I think that I've been really impressed with the image quality from the video. I've got some really good shots. You might have seen the Valkyrie video which I shot for Vertical Hobby. That was my second time flying with that drone, and I was genuinely impressed with the actual quality and the ease of the drone as well. So yeah, very good. Image quality. This is where I have my doubts about this drone. I'm not so impressed. Even with the 48 megapixel on this, I still feel that the camera's trying too hard, and there's a bit of washed out within some of the images, or most if not all of the images. The weather here has been a bit strange over the past couple of weeks, basically due to the California fires. Here in Finland we have a high amount of smoke which has hit the atmosphere, and that's affecting some of the images, I think, when I look at the sky. So I don't know if just the sky is just not great or whatever, but I haven't been too impressed, and the jury's still out a little bit there. But what about data? This is the aspect here. This is what I'm talking about. Can this drone handle data? Because the work that I like to do with the Flyby guys, we like to gather data. You might have seen my last video where I'm talking about telecom inspections. That's a good example of data. That's a perfect example. Another aspect would be traffic analysis. Now, traffic analysis is an application that you can use to gather information and deliver data about the traffic in your area. You can have this anywhere, and it can pick up as much information, how many cars, how many trucks. If you want a separate video about how I gather the traffic analysis, leave a comment below and I'll do a separate video about that application. But right now I'm going to focus on how the Mavic Air 2 delivered on that data. So here you're seeing some data analysis that I've taken with the Mavic Air 2. This is from a very busy intersection in Helsinki, where we have got buses and we have cars, we have trucks, we have trams, and we have bikes and we have pedestrians. So how has the analysis been from the Mavic Air 2? Well, not perfect. And we can see that the cars are being picked up, we can see that the trucks are being picked up, we can see public transport's being picked up, we can even see that the bicycles are being picked up, but the pedestrians are not being picked up. If this was the Mavic 2 Pro or the Phantom 4, we would have been able to see the pedestrians, but there are no pedestrians being picked up. And I can honestly say, you can see from the video that there are pedestrians walking around. They should be getting picked up, but they're not being picked up. And when I check in the user interface for this video, I cannot see any pedestrians either. So there has been a slight error in the Mavic Air 2 picking up some data and not picking up data. So this is where I would say that the Mavic Air 2 is flawed. When we look at the traffic management interface, we can look at the information of the cars. We can see that they're showing up in green and they've been coming from all directions here and also turning corners. We can also see the vans. We can see that they are showing up in light green. We can also see public transport, that's been showing up in blue. So we can see the direction of the transport here, and then we can see bikes. One thing that we don't see, like I said, is that we don't see pedestrians. They are not being picked up by the Mavic Air 2, and this is a slight flaw which I think comes from the sensor size. I'll just remove the bikes and the public transport, vans and cars, and you will now be able to see that there is no lines for pedestrians. So the Mavic Air 2 has not been able to pick up any of the data from the pedestrians. But as I said, the Mavic 2 Pro does have that ability. The Phantom 4 version 2 has that ability to pick up the data from the pedestrians. It hasn't been a problem, but I do see that the Mavic Air 2 has a slight flaw in the sensor size because of that. And I can honestly say, you can see from the video that there are pedestrians walking around. They should be getting picked up, but they're not being picked up. And when I check in the user interface for this video, I cannot see any pedestrians either. So there has been a slight error in the Mavic Air 2 picking up some data and not picking up data. So this is where I would say that the Mavic Air 2 is flawed. So can this drone handle data? I wouldn't count on it too much. I would honestly use the Mavic 2 Pro. I would use the Phantom 4 version 2. These are a lot more reliable when it comes to gathering data. But this is still a good drone. This is still a good video drone. I think that this drone itself can do very good. I mean, if you want to do real estate, which is something which I don't do, it's just not something I want to do. But if you want to go into real estate, then think this is a good drone for you. It can handle video. It doesn't have to do anything else. It has all the smart features on it that will allow you to do things like that. But for data, no. I would say no. But for video, yes. Images, not so sure. This is still my go. I still love this drone. I still love the Mavic 2 Pro. It's my, it's just my favorite. It really is. And whatever they come out with next, it doesn't matter what it is, I'll be buying it anyway, so that's for sure. This is the drone to use for data, for sure, absolutely. But if you're looking for more information about the traffic analysis, leave a comment below. I will do a separate video for you if that's what you want, and we'll talk about how we gather the data for the traffic analysis. I'll go through the process and to see if that helps. And I can push you forward there if you want to go further with the traffic analysis. Okay everyone, thank you very much. Before we go, if you would like to have one of these lovely Flyby Guys t-shirts, I'm giving away 3 to 3 lucky viewers. What to do? Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your size or any other comment that you want to leave as well. And we will pick 3 lucky winners, and I will send off a t-shirt to anywhere in the world, and then I'll want to see a picture of you wearing the Flyby Guys t-shirt. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much. Stay healthy, take care, and fly safe.